Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Daytona International Speedway. I'll tell you what, tonight we have the RevLine Truck Series, Week 8. They are at Daytona International, and this is their last regular season race, I believe, and then they're getting into the playoffs. I am Art the Pirate Millen for Pirate Broadcasting. We're doing this broadcast tonight for Fearless Broadcasting. So it's going to be an interesting evening of the trucks here at the fast track at Daytona. Right now, in the evening here, it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 94% humidity, partly cloudy, 13-mile-an-hour winds. The track is about 74 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not too bad. Not going to be slick. There should have a lot of traction. They're just going out and around to get their qualifying laps in at this moment in time. So we're just going to take a moment, get a few things done behind the scenes, and we'll just watch a few of these drivers do their qualifying laps, and we'll be right back with the starting grid. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the RevLine 175 at Daytona. It's brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. Fearless Broadcasting is sponsored by Premier Setups. Let's just do a quick rundown video of what they have to offer. This is the Premier online setup.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to get this grid underway. We have a couple more cars out on the track, just getting their qualifying finished up. We're going to take a look and see who is going to be on the pole position this evening. I see Ernest King in the house. He's in YouTube. He's also on the track, so I'm assuming it's a family member that's in YouTube watching the program here tonight. There's Ernest King's truck right there, the number 24 WeatherTech truck. We also have Dakota Collins, Camping World, good-looking truck, singular wireless, that orange and black number 11. We're going to go through the field, take a look at all the different cars here a little later on. But right now, we're just waiting for them to get done with their gridding. It appears that Stephen Burnett is on the pole at this moment in time, but that's unofficial. We'll have to wait for these guys to finish cycling through. to see what they're going to end up with as far as their starting position goes. So this is my first time doing the broadcast here for RevLine. So I am looking forward to seeing how these guys are going to work together. And I'm sure I'm going to get a few names wrong here this evening, so I apologize now for the mispronunciation of a few of your names. I will try to get that under control and try to learn all your names as the next couple of weeks go by. But as I said, right now, they're just finishing up their qualifying. We're going to get this thing ready to race here in a moment. So I'll be right back with the starting grid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are at Daytona International Speedway for the RevLine Truck Series, race number 8 in their series. I believe it's the last regular race of the season. They're going to get into playoffs starting next week. The results right now, while they were practicing, it looked like Charles Chucky Balance was the fastest truck, but I believe Dakota Collins is on the pole position here tonight, but we're just waiting for that to come through. So as soon as we get the grid up, they're just finalizing a few things down on pit lane. Once they get all their ducks in a row, we'll be able to get this thing underway. We've got a heck of a race here tonight. We have, it appears, 15 trucks this evening racing. So it's not a huge field, but it's going to be a big enough field to make things interesting. We're going to be racing for 70 laps. We have 3 green-white checkers. We have 1 set of tires on the truck and 3 extra set of tires in the pits. They're only going to get somewhere around 21 laps to a tank of fuel, and they only have 1 fast repair, so they got to be careful that they don't get into trouble and do some serious damage to their truck because they only have 1 fast repair. So this week they're at Daytona. Next week they're going to be moving over to Nashville Fairgrounds. A little bit of short track racing, so that'll be interesting and a lot of fun. Definitely a lot shorter than Daytona. So we're still waiting for them to grid up. Have a couple things going on down there in pit lane, getting all these guys lined up. Sometimes it's like herding cats. So we get them down there on the pit lane, get them ready to rock and roll and get underway. So stand by, folks. We'll be right there with you. And it looks like they have everything under control here now. It looks like we're going to get these cars and trucks, I guess, ready to go. Dakota Collins appears to be on the pole here tonight in the number 11. Stephen Burnett He is in the number 5 in second position. Dylan Morante, he is in the third position on the inside in the 36 truck. Ernest King is in the fourth position in the 24 truck. Then we're going to go back down to Trevor Woodward. He's in the 5 truck. And then we have Ivan Deschamps in the 6th position in the 7 truck. Matthew Ebert in the 7th position. In the 8th position, we have Charles Chucky Balance. Then we have Gabriel Garcia in the 9th position here tonight. Brandon Smith is bringing in the 10th position. Alex Keir is in the 11th. David Falschatz is in the 12th position. Elliot Jacobson is in the 13th position. Brandon Perry is in the 14th position. And the Outlaw is in the 15th position in the 05. We're not quite sure who the Outlaw is, but that's him back there. So we're going to get this thing underway. Going to get these guys ready to rock and roll up off a pit lane. Let's see if we can get this thing happening. We're going to go back out. The pace car is underway. Well, let's see if we can get our tickers back up. Get this thing. There we go. Everything looks to be running good here. So let's bring up the fan cam. Taking a look as they go around the track. They're just going out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. Have a few trucks trying to play catch up in the rear. Once we get this thing underway, as long as they're running good, I'll be able to cycle through all the trucks and we'll be able to take a look at all the different paint jobs we have. I like to go through, probably about 5 laps in, I will recycle trading paints because nothing worse than having a custom paint job and it's not showing on your truck. So I usually like to reload trading paints after we get a couple laps in just to make sure everyone has their proper paint job showing on the track. So once again, Dakota Collins, he's on the point of this thing. He's going to get this thing done. He's taking a look right there beside the pace car. Coming out of turn 4. We're going to go up to, where's the flag stand? Bernie's got the green flag in the air. There's the pace car. You can see the headlights of the pace car pulling off on the pit lane. Green flag waves. We're flying down the road. Here we go. We're running away with this thing. That's the 11 jumping out in front at this moment in time. Dakota Collins, and he has Dylan Morante right behind him in that Arctic Cat 36. Stephen Burnett is on the outside. Taking a look on the outside, we have a little touch and go. The 89 and the 32. We have the 0 going by, the 7, the 17, the 21. Everyone's going by. Not quite sure. He slowed way down in that 32 truck. So we got to make sure that everyone has their proper numbers up. I'm not quite sure that we do have everyone running their proper numbers, but we'll have to take a look and we'll see. We'll get this thing underway and we'll go and check all these numbers here directly. But everyone's looking pretty good right now. So we're going to go back up to the fan cam. Take a look from the grandstands. This is a big track. You can see them in the distance going around. There's a good close-up from the infield fan cam. They're racing pretty good right there now. So let's take a look. We're going to go up and take a look and see if I can get up with the drones and get into Dakota Collins. He's in the 11 truck right there. Singular wireless. Then you have Dylan Morante. He is in the 32, or I'm sorry, the 36 Arctic Cat truck. Bring down the better camera angle. Let's see if I can get a little bit better camera angle here for you folks. We're going to go through my cameras. I have a number of cameras tonight by Whiplash Sim Cams. Well, there's your 36 of the Artie Cat truck of Dylan Morante. Alex Kier, I believe, in the 17 truck right there. He has the Chili's truck. Good looking truck right there. Then we have Brandon Perry. He's in the 21 truck. He's on the outside, that Red Bull truck. WeatherTech. Then we have the Outlaw in the 5 truck. That 05 truck, that LI truck. Good looking pink and purple truck right there. Then we have Brandon Smith in the 25. He's driving the Menards truck, I believe. Yes, the green Menards truck. That is Brandon Smith. Brandon Perry, we've always seen him. And then we're going to take a look at David Fallshots, I believe. That's him in the 88 truck, Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper, actually. Then we have Matthew Ebert in the 89. That Registick truck. That's a good looking orange and white truck right there. Then we have Gabriel Garcia, the 00. He's listed as a 00, but he's only showing 0 on the side door of the truck. That's the Do It Devon truck. Then we have Stephen Burnett. He's in the 5. Where's Stephen at? I'm not quite sure where Stephen is. We're looking for the 5 truck, but I don't see the 5 truck. We're not really zooming in on it unless he is actually the 32. I'm not quite sure. Then we have Ivan Deschamps. He's in the 7 truck. Nothing Stops a Ram. Basic black. Ram trucks back in black. Then we have Stephen Burnett, again in the 5 truck. Then we have Elliot Jacobson. He's in the 13. Back there, he just flashed actually. There he is. He's back there in the 13. The Hala Project, Trevor Woodward, he is back there in the 6 truck. Good looking truck right there, Coca-Cola. And then we have Ernest King in the 24, WeatherTech truck. And Charles Chucky Balance is in the 41 truck. So that's your field at this moment in time. We're going to go back up to Dakota Collins. He's, again, still driving away with this thing. So right now, I'm going to take a quick moment. I'm going to reload everyone's paint just to make sure everyone has their proper paint jobs. You're going to see all the trucks just flash to white just for a moment. Then they will have their paints back. But I just like to do that just to be sure that everyone has their proper paint jobs on their trucks. There's nothing worse than not having your proper paint. So everyone is looking pretty good right there now. We have 7 of 70 laps. We're ready to get it going. They're doing a good job. Everyone's minding their P's and Q's, as it were. Just driving along. We're coming out of turn 2. Onto the backstretch. Now again, we have those 2 trucks that are in the back. Ernest King and Charles Balance. They're back behind the pack. There they go out of turn 3, and the rest of the pack is just coming closely behind them. There they go there. Coming around with turn 4. All right, so that's the pack. We'll go down and see if I can find a couple of, I'm looking for a couple extra camera angles here. Again, Whiplash Sim Cams. I don't have their logo up here tonight, unfortunately, but they do supply me with some really good camera angles. So we're going to be going through a lot of these different camera angles here this evening. But as it stands right now, Dakota Collins is driving away with this thing. Dylan Morante is on the back end, just taking a look and see what he can see over top. There's a look from his roll bar. He's right on the back bumper. Now, right up behind him, though, is Alex Kerr in that Chili's truck, the number 17. And behind him, it's just a hornet's nest. Everyone's just looking. They're running side by side, too wide. But everyone's just looking to see what they can do to get by. They're going to try to make that outside line work for them. Ivan Deschamps is on the outside, leading that outside line. He's got 4 trucks out there. They don't seem to be able to do much with it at this moment in time. But they're going to try. Ernest King and Chucky Balance, they're still ahead of this lead pack. But if they don't get hustling down the road, they are going to go down a lap. They're right now, they're about a minute and or a second and a half. Actually, no, they're a minute and a half behind the leaders. So they're desperately hoping to see that there's going to be some sort of caution come out or something, so that way they can get back up with the full pack. We're going to go back in the pack a little bit. We'll take a closer look and see what we can see on the roll bars of a few of these trucks. Here we are driving along in the 5 with Stephen Burnett. He's on the outside following the 21. Trying to see if he can get by a few of these trucks. There's the 0 of Gabriel Garcia. He's listed as 00, but he is actually just the 0. So we're having a little bit of trouble with our ticker overhead here tonight. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. We're going to try to get that fixed for you folks out there. We had a bit of a problem here. We had the screen up. Apologize. So yes, we're having a little bit of trouble with our ticker here. We'll see if I can line this up, show the scroll. We're just going to do the scroll. There we go. Oh, I had block scroll hit, that's why. We'll see if this will fix the problem with our overhead ticker across the top of your screen. That should take care of that problem. I had a little bit of technical difficulty with my overlay program to broadcast the race here this evening, and I had to revert back to another one. So there are a couple little glitches that I seem to be having, but nothing too terrible at this moment in time. We think we have it all nailed down. So again, here's Steve Burnett coming up behind Gabriel Garcia in the 0. He's right there behind him, riding along behind, trying to give him a push, but he can't seem to do much with it. Then we have the 25 Menards car there right behind the 32. I believe the 32 is actually Stephen Burnett. I believe that is his truck. We just have the wrong number on him tonight. Taking a look. He's right there on the outside of Matthew Ebert. So I do believe that that 32 is actually the number 5 truck. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Well, as you can see, the trucks are doing a really good job. We haven't had any accidents as of yet. Lap 14 out of 70. And they should be coming in somewhere around lap 21 for fuel. Now that will change up a few things. If they can all come in at 1, they all leave as 1. If 2 or 3 trucks are going to come in together, that's going to split up the field. A lot of different things could happen. So we'll have to take a look and see. We have the, let's see who's that right there. That is our man, the 17. That's Alex Kerr on the outside, trying to lead a push on the outside line. He has the 32, which would be the 5 with Stephen Burnett. I pretty much guarantee you that the 32 that you see on the track is actually the 5 with Stephen Burnett. So he's leading him, and also it appears to be Brandon Perry and Brandon Smith, I believe, on the outside line. Again, I'm still getting used to all these guys. Brandon Perry's right there behind the 32. So the 32 is actually the 5. Just make note of that, folks. When I say the 32 truck, it's actually the 5 of Burnett. So he's out there trying to do something with it. Meanwhile, we have Charles Chucky Balance, and he's up there. And I'll tell you what, you look out his back tailgate, you can see in the distance, there's everyone coming. Now he's right on the back end of the 24, Ernest King. So Ernest King needs to get it done here tonight. They need to get going. Something needs to happen so they can get back around the track and caught up to the rest of the field. Because the rest of the field is back there and they are hungry, they are coming. So we're going to take a look and see. Again, the 11, Dakota Collins, way out in front of this big pack of cars. They have, I believe, 12 cars in this pack. And he's leading the way at this moment in time. And Dylan Morante in the 36, he has not left his back bumper. He's just sitting there waiting for Dakota to make a mistake so he can catch up with him and get the fresh air. There he is giving him a tap. He's right there. You see the nose of his truck right on his back bumper on the straightaway. And you can see how they're catching up to Charles Balance and Ernest King. These guys are be looking out their rearview mirror. That's looking off the rear deck lid of Ernest King now. And they have the pack coming for them. So we'll go back up there. Dakota, we're looking at him now, and he's going to put both of these trucks down. The pack is catching them, and they're going to fly by them. Not even think about it. They're just going to fly by on the inside, and they'll be gone. Now, as long as these two guys stay high, they should be nice and safe. Again, they're going by. Now, we have a couple of trucks high on the outside. Now, will they fall in? I don't know if Charles and Ernest will jump in behind the pack. They'll probably try to jump in, try to take advantage of being with the pack, see if they can jump in behind, catch the draft. Because obviously, with so many trucks, excuse me, so many trucks are drafting and they're getting a little bit more speed than just two trucks on the track. So it looks like Charles has caught the draft. He's keeping up with the pack. And also Ernest King in the 24, he's right there as well. So that's what they were hurting for. They were hurting for the big draft. So now that they've got it, they need to keep up with it. Now Ernest King looks like he's drifting back a little bit. He needs to get in behind that 25. Get the air that he needs for the draft to get his speed up. Now his last lap was 51.64 seconds. His best lap was 50.022. And he's back down now, 50.079. So he's got his speed back. He gained a little bit of time by jumping back into this pack of cars. We'll go back up to Dakota Collins though. He's just driving away with this. No one's passed him at all at this moment in time. Right now, we have a race recap. We have 20 laps, and the leader is Dakota Collins, and that's all she wrote. There's no other information at this moment in time. It's the Dakota Collins show. as he tries to make this thing happen. Now, lap 20, everyone's coming in. There's a lot of trucks coming in. We have the 21 sliding sideways. He's going to get right in front of them. They have a problem with the 85. Go back to the 21. We're going to go back and take a quick look. We're just going to back that up in just a little bit. We're going to take a look and watch him. He's coming in. He had a little bit of problem. Last minute, he decided to pit. He came across. He got into the 85. Or, sorry, the 89. And the 89 of Matthew Ebert. So, a little bit of damage there. Now, everyone's going to pull back out again. There's Dakota Collins. He's into the pit box now. We're going to go back up to live. He's coming back out. There's Dakota. He's coming back out onto the track. They're all cycling through. However, Dakota did not get back on to the point of this thing. He is not leading this thing at this moment in time. We have Brandon Smith. He's about 11 seconds ahead of him. Dylan Morante, he's about 2 seconds ahead. So let's go back to pit strategy, though, because I'm not sure that these guys have pitted. Deschamps is just coming out of the pits now. But Morante, he is in and back out again. So it looks like Dylan Morante is in the lead of this thing at this moment in time. He's driving away in that 36 Arctic Cat. Then we have the 32, which is actually the 5s, Stephen Burnett, right on his back bumper. Well, like I say, I'm just first time here with these guys, so I'm just getting used to all the drivers, getting to know who I'm looking at. So here's a look from the grandstands, from the fan cam. Now, Brandon Smith is still in the pits. Trevor Woodward is in the pits. Ernest King is on his way out. Charles Balance is on his way out. Elliot Jacobson is still in the pits as well with the 13. But here's your leader right now, Dylan Morante. He's taking this thing around the track as fast as he can, as fast as the 5 of Stephen Burnett can push him. Or the 32, depending on how you want to look at it. Again, just bear in mind, the 32 truck is actually the 5 on the scoreboard and on the ticker. So let's go back to Dakota Collins now. He is 2 seconds behind the leader. And he's got a pack of 4 trucks right there. He has the Outlaw, Gabriel Garcia, and Alex Kier in the 17. The 4 of them are going to pick up a little bit more speed than the 2 trucks running by themselves. We'll just take a look out his windshield. Or we'll take a look out his roll bar on the roof cam, I should say. So he's just driving around. He's gaining a little bit. He's gained 0.2 of a second. And they are slowly moving ahead. The pack of 4 trucks is definitely faster than the pack of 2. So we'll have to keep an eye on these guys as they make their way around the track to see if they can't get this happening. We have the 17 that just blinked a little bit back there, but it seems to be okay now. So a little bit further back, we have Matthew Ebert, David Fascholtz. I apologize for your name there, my friend. Brandon Perry and Ivan Deschamps is right there. And I believe that is the... Okay, there's Brandon Smith in the 25. He's back there by himself. And then we have the 41. The 41 is back there. He's right on the back end of the 7 truck of Ivan Deschamps. So he's still a lap down, though, at this moment in time, I do believe. So up at the front of the pack, Dylan Morante is still driving away from this. He has the 5 of Stephen Burnett on his back bumper, which is actually the 32. But then we have Dakota Collins, and they are closing the gap. They are down to 1 second and 2/10. So they were 2 seconds behind the leader. They are closing the gap, slow but sure. Trying to get something happening here. They're coming around turn 3. There's the 2 and there's the 4. 2 trucks out front. And then the 4 trucks are right there catching up with them. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these guys because they're going to be up there in another lap or so. They're going to be passing them because they're down to 1 second behind the leader. And they are catching them. Take a look out his roof cam. As you can see, there they are. They're doing good, 2 trucks against 4, but they just don't have the speed. Now that Dakota is catching up with them, he's starting to catch a little bit of their draft as well, so we're going to watch him go by. He's got a good run on him. Will he stay behind them or will he pull out? He's pulling out. He's going to try to go around them. There goes Dylan Morante. He pulled out wide, really high to try to block Dakota Collins. That was a bold move right there. But he definitely took the air off of Dakota and slowed him down. Now we have the 0 of Gabriel Garcia right there behind the 11 now of Dakota Collins, trying to give him a push. We're on lap 28 of 70. So we're a little bit of a third of the way through this thing. But here's your pack of 6 trucks here now. So the 32 is still pushing the 36 of Dylan Morante. So we still have the 4 in the back and we have the 2 up front. Now the 4 in the back have gone 2 wide, 2 and 2. So that's going to lose some of their momentum. That's going to take the air off of Dakota Collins. He only has 1 person back there for drafting help. So he's going to have to decide if he's going to slow down a little bit, pull in behind the 17. Oh, the 17 slid up into the 11. And he saved it. The 11 saved it. That was a heck of a good driving skill right there by Dakota Collins. He slid back a little bit, but he saved it. That could have been bad for him. Would have brought out the caution. I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a save. So here we go. He's now back in the 6th position. We'll go back out and take a look and see if we can get up to the fan cam. So as you can see, the 2 of them, Garcia and Collins, they both have fallen back. They've lost the pace. So now they're going to fall in the exact opposite. Instead of having 2 trucks in front of 4, we have 4 trucks in front of 2. Now you're going to see, as long as those 4 trucks up front stay in line, they're going to drive away from these 2 trucks. So these guys are going to have a little bit of a job to try to catch up to the 4 trucks in front of them after that slide. But man, I'll tell you, that was some really good driving by Dakota Collins to hang on to that thing because he was going for a ride. And he's right on the back end trying to push the 0-0 or the 0 of Garcia. But he's not really able to do much with it right there at this moment in time. So right now, the leader is 2.5 seconds ahead of Dakota Collins in the 11th. So there goes Gabriel Garcia. He dropped to the back. He's in the back end of Dakota. Going to try to get him a little push, see if he can try pushing him, get him back up to speed. Now, the 32, or the 5, has jumped into the lead. The 36 of Dylan Morante, he is actually dropping back a little bit. He's back into the 4th position now. So the 5, or the 32, again, it does add a little bit of confusion when the driver does not have the same number that is listed on the ticker. But he's in first place at this moment in time. It's the 32 car of Burnett. He's in the lead. We have the 05 Outlaw right behind him. Then we have Morante in the 36 in third place, and Kerr, I believe it is, in the fourth position in the 17 truck. We jump in with Kerr. Take a look from his roof cam. You see that they're just running along, not a problem at all. And you look out his rear tail fin, you can see Dakota Collins, but Dakota Collins is definitely sliding back farther and farther. Like he is a little over 2.5 seconds behind Alex Kerr in the 17. So looking up ahead, these four are just driving away from everyone else. So we'll go back in the field a little bit farther. We'll take a look at the 6. That's Trevor Woodward. He's back there, pretty much driving by himself in the Coca-Cola truck. Then you have the 24 of Ernest King. I don't see him on the track at this moment in time. Elliot Jacobson, he looks to be in the pits in the 13. So not quite sure why he's sitting in the pits here, but he's been in the pits for quite a while. So we'll go back up. Let's see, Matthew Ebert, he's in the 89. Now that's this pack of 5 trucks back here. We're going to jump into the 41. Take a look out his roll bar, or I should say his roof cam. I play with the cameras here a little bit, folks. I put the roll bar and I take it and put it onto the roof of the car, so that way you get a good roof cam. So you get a good bird's eye view of what's going on. I don't necessarily like the chopper view as much as I like ground level roof cam. So that's what we have right there at this moment in time. We have these 5 trucks, and they are slowly but surely catching up to Dakota Collins and Gabriel Garcia. So we're going to jump up to the front car of this pack. That's the 88 of David Schultz. Again, I apologize for the pronunciation of your name, my friend. So on the roof cam of him, you can see that Gabriel Garcia is a little over 2.5 seconds ahead of him at this moment in time. So we're going to see if he can do something to catch up. Once they catch up, this pack of 5 will actually turn into a pack of 7. So they should easily start to reel in the pack of 4 up ahead of them. But we're on lap 35. These guys are all going to have to come in for fuel in the next couple laps. Within the next 5 laps or so, I can see these guys all coming in for some fuel. And possibly tires. So what do you do? Not quite sure. Go back up to the leader. There is the 5, or the 32, of Stephen Burnett. Still leading this thing. Just going on to lap 36. Going out of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. So, I'll tell you what, we're going to, I would say 4 more laps. I would say he'll shoot for lap 40 before he decides to come in. Again, when they get spaced out, it's a little bit harder for a broadcaster because we don't have a lot of accidents. We don't have a lot of thrills and chills, as it were. Other than that, Dakota Collins getting hit by the side, in the side of the truck there and got spun a little bit sideways on the backstretch, which he saved it, did not bring out the caution. But as a broadcaster, you know, when they start getting spaced out and they don't have a lot of cautions or accidents or, you know, side-by-side racing, it makes it a little bit more difficult for the broadcaster to put on a good show. But we're going to try to put on the best we can because we do have some action. We have the 4 cars up front. Then we have Dakota and Gabriel Garcia right there. But I'll tell you what, David, Brandon, Ivan, and Matthew, they're all right there. Brandon Smith and Charles Chucky Balance, they're all coming. So we're going to take a look out his roof cam. They are getting closer and closer. They're down to 1.2 seconds behind Gabriel Garcia. So we're going to see if they can collect them. But again, lap 38 of 70, I would say that within the next 2 laps or so, Stephen Burnett is going to bring this thing in the pit lane for fuel and possibly tires. There's Kerr in the 17. He's going a little bit low on the apron there coming around that corner. Now you can't pass at Daytona below the yellow line. You will get a penalty for it if you don't immediately give it back. But he's doing a good job right now. There's the 32, the 05. The 36 and the 17. They're coming around the corner, across the start-finish line. We're on lap 39. So quite possibly this lap around or the next one, I expect to see them coming into pit lane. And we're going to have to take a look and see if they come in hot or if they come in nice and easy. We've seen a little bit of action there the last time they came into pit lane. So we'll see if they come in. And if anyone has any trouble trying to lock it up and slide across without getting a penalty for coming in too fast. They're coming around. They're not going to go into pit lane this time around. This will be coming up on lap 40. I would expect that they're going to come in the next time around. Dakota Collins, none of these guys. Now, Dakota Collins, these guys have been caught now by at least 3 of the other trucks. So we now have a pack of 5 running here together. Checking balance, he came in, but he came in by himself. So that could be a problem for him. Lap 40, Stephen Burnett, we're going to keep an eye because I think he'll be coming in. They're going into turn 3 right now, just passing by the 25 of Brandon Smith. So I'm expecting the 32 of Stephen Burnett, which is actually the number 5. I hate doing that all night long. Anyway, there they come, and they're coming in fast. We've got to whoa it up. Get it slowed down before you go across that yellow line. Okay, there's your leader. He's coming in fast. Of all these guys coming in, so we're going to go up to the 32 truck, or the 5. He was your leader with the 36 of Dylan Morente right behind him. There's the 11 of Dakota Collins. He came in with these guys. Now the 32, he's back out and underway. Gabriel Garcia, he came in, but he overshot his pit box. Oh my goodness, he overshot. He's backing down pit lane. He had to back down multiple pit boxes to get back to where he's supposed to be. Oh, that did not help him at all. He's still, where is he going? He's still backing up a little bit. There, he's back in his pit box. There he goes. He's getting tires on the outside now. Wow, that is going to hurt Gabriel Garcia here tonight in the 0 truck. There we go. He's coming back out of pit lane there now. Going to try to catch up with the 7 truck, I believe. I believe the 7 truck is right there in front of him. No, the 7's in the pits, actually. So we'll go take a look. Where are you at, Gabriel Garcia? He looks like he's back there pretty much by himself. He does have that black truck in front of him, but I'm just trying to see who's in front of him right now. It looks like the 13, possibly. The 13 is there, right in front of him. So maybe the 2 of them can do something together. But right now, the 32, they cycled through. He is back in the lead. That's the number 5 of Stephen Burnett. So you see him as the 32, but it is the 5 on your ticker. And Morente is right there behind him in the 36 Artie Cat truck. Just the 2 of them. Alex Kerr is right there in 3rd position with the Outlaw 05, giving him a push. So it's a 2 truck run there. Then we have the 88 by himself. Then we have Brandon Perry. He's by himself in the 21. Then we have the 89, Matthew Ebert, and we also have Dakota Collins, but he's back there by himself. Not quite sure who's there with Matthew Ebert. That looks like, let's see, it looks like the 80, yes it is, it's the 89 of, no, that's Matthew Ebert, and who is in front of him? I'm looking to see who's in front of him right there. I believe that's Gabriel Garcia. No, Gabriel's still there with the 13. They're running along pretty good. So the 89 has got the 41 in front of him, Charles Balance. That's who it is. So you see these three trucks back here, if they could get together and have a 3-truck pack, they might be okay. Jump in with Dakota Collins, take a look out of his roof cam, see if he can get behind the 89 of Matthew Ebert, see if the two of them can get something happening, get a little bit of a draft action going. He just got right on the back end, give him a little push. Let's see if the two of them can get a run to catch up to Charles Balance, and then they can possibly have a 3-truck run to catch up with everyone else. Because they are right now about a half a lap off the leaders. They are running about 2 minutes behind Stephen Burnett. Meanwhile, again, Stephen Burnett in the 32 truck, or the 5, he's still leading this thing. Still has the 36 of Morandi right behind him. They're running into Garcia and the 13 of Elliot Jacobson. Let's see if they fall in behind them and catch the draft, or if they're just going to pull out and pass these two guys, put these guys another lap down. Gabriel Garcia is on the lead lap, but the 13 of Elliot Jacobson, he is already down a couple laps. Make a quick look. There they are. So we'll take a look and see out his roll bar. He's coming right up behind Gabriel Garcia. He's got the 36, Dylan, right behind him. There he goes. He's going to go by Gabriel Garcia. He's trying to go by Gabriel Garcia, but Gabriel Garcia just got a big run just because we have a caution just came out. Let's see what happened. What caused the caution? Trying to see on the track. I'm not seeing where anyone had a problem. Trying to look through the pack and see, but I'm not really seeing where anyone really had an issue. And it should have came up on my ticker in red to tell me that someone had a major problem, but I really did not see a problem, so I'm not quite sure why the caution just came out. But what it's going to do, it's going to put everyone back together again. It's going to get everyone lined back up, and we'll see where everyone's going to be at once they get all bunched back up together. Now, the 6 and the 00, they're way back. Gabriel Garcia, he's way back there. And the 6... Trevor Woodward, he's back there as well. They're trying to catch up to the rest of the pack. So I'm not sure if one of them had a problem. I'm not sure. Trevor Woodward, right there in the 6, he's your Canadian here tonight. Everyone else is from the US of A. But we have Trevor Woodward. He is from the Great White North. And actually, that's where I'm from here tonight as well. Just north of Maine. So somewhere up here, across the border, is where Trevor Woodward calls home. Now we have a lot of guys coming into the pits now. Stephen Burnett, Dylan Morante, Alex Kier, Outlaw, David, Brandon, Matthew, Dakota, Gabriel, they're all into the pits. So I'm thinking that they're going to try to grab on the fuel. Oh, they're going to grab tires. We're watching these guys starting to take tires. Dakota pulled a little bit too far ahead. He had to back up just a hair. Dakota's taking tires on the outside as well. There they go. They're pulling back out onto the track. But the one thing that this is going to do with the caution, it's going to put everyone all together again. It's going to bunch up these drivers. So we would have our individual 2 cars and 3 cars and 4 cars, whatever. But we'll be running in a pack once again when the green flag drops. So we should be having some interesting racing once these guys get all back into a pack again. We'll see if the aggression comes out here. So you're going to have a few cars that are a lap down, at least. So we're going to take a quick look. I'm just taking a look at my map and show me. Let's see where everyone is. We have our ticker. We're looking for the gap. Let's put the gap up. We'll take a look and see where the gap is and show where everyone is as far as how far down there. So we're on lap 48 of 70. Brandon Perry is your leader. We have 1 caution for 2 laps so far, but we've had 5 lead changes. So as this thing cycles around, again, you'll see everyone bunching up. We have a few more trucks coming back into the pit lane. A couple guys stayed out to try to get their lap back. But now we're going to have to wait and see how this is going to cycle out, because there is the 5, the 32. Again, your leader and second place truck, they're coming in once again. So they're just trying to get a splash of gas. They're going to try to do whatever they can to milk as many miles out of a tank of fuel as they possibly can. It cost them position. They drop back a little bit farther. But if they think they have a fast enough truck, then they figure that they're going to be able to get the extra fuel, extra 1 lap or so of fuel, and when everyone else comes in the pit, they might need that 1 extra lap of fuel. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, the 88 of David is in the front of this thing in the Diet Dr. Pepper. Alex Kerr in the 17, he's right behind him, and Dakota Collins, he was running this race. It was his race to show everyone how to get around the track here for the first of the race. He is up in 3rd position, so I'll be keeping an eye on Dakota just to see if he can jump back into the lead of this thing. Now, looking out the front, the lights are still on the pace car. There's a wave around truck going around. So they're coming around turn 4. We're just going to wait and see. We have a few more trucks coming into the pit lane. They're all coming in. You're going to grab a little bit more fuel. Everyone's playing the fuel strategy. Alex Kerr is staying out on the track because the lights are off on the pace car. So we got a little bit of time. It appears that it was Elliot Jacobson that crashed earlier on. Let's take a quick look and see what happened to Elliot. He came in. I believe this was during the caution. It said that he crashed, but he didn't really crash. He just pulled into the pit, into the apron, and stopped. So not quite sure what that was all about. We'll go back up to live. Okay, so everyone's getting off a pit lane. Elliot Jacobson is still on pit lane. He's just coming off of pit lane there now. Trevor Woodward, he is in the pits in the Coca-Cola truck number 6. He just got another splash of gas. He's gone back out onto the track, leaving pit lane. So back up with your leader. We have the 05 Outlaw is now in the lead. Alex Kerr is on the outside in the 17. Then we have the 36, Dylan Morante. The 21 of Brandon Perry. And then in the 5th position, we have Brandon Smith. In the 6th position, the 41 of Charles Chucky Balance. He's right there as well. So it looks like everyone's going to get ready to go. The pace car is going to be pulling off. You can see them in the distance. Barney's standing there with the green flag in hand, waiting to get this thing underway. Alex Kerr in the 17 and 05 of the Outlaw, they're on the front, and they're going to get this thing going. Barney's waving the flag, and away we go again. The 05's on the inside. He's got all the cars with him. He's got a little bit of a run. But the 17 and the 21 on the outside, they're running side by side. The 05, the Outlaw, is pulling ahead just a little bit, trying to get away from them. He dropped back, though. I'll tell you what, he's dropped to the inside line. I'm not quite sure what happened to the Outlaw, but that gives an open door for the 17 and the 21. They dropped to the inside line. There's the 88 still on the high side with Dakota Collins right there trying to give him a push. And the 89 is right there. We have 4 cars on the outside, 5 cars on the outside, trying to get together, trying to get a run. And they are doing it. The Dr. Pepper machine is pulling away. Got a good run right there. The 17s are going 3 wide. The 88 stuck in the middle. The 11 of Dakota, he's on the outside. They're really tight. 3 wide going down the backstretch. But it's still the 17 and the 11. The 88 and the 32 are dropping back, cycling back through. But Dakota Collins, he had a fast truck. He was leading this thing from the get-go earlier on. So he's back up to the front, and he's contending with the 17. He has the 89 trying to give him a push on the outside. But the 17 has that 21 truck giving him a good push. So they're just running side by side, trying to see if they can get something going. Here they come around turn 2, onto the backstretch. Trying to run each other down. Here's the digger cam. There's a good look. I'll tell you what, going into turn 3, they're all side by side. They're trying to get something happening here. Dakota Collins, he is still on the outside, pedaling as hard as he possibly can, trying to do anything he can to get ahead of that 17. But the 17 just is not letting him have it. He's got a little bit of a lead there now. We're taking a look. Dakota Collins, he has the 89 of Matthew Ebert right there on his back bumper, trying to give him a push. And then you have the 0 of Gabriel Garcia. He's back into this. He's back up the front as well. They're getting by the 17. Alex is running a little bit slower on the low lane. But there we have the 36 now, the 36 Artie Cat machine. That's Dylan Morante. He is now taking the lead on the inside line. It's still Dakota Collins on the outside. But that 36, he is now jumping ahead of him, side by side, going down across the start-finish line, heading towards turn 1. We've got a good run going here on the inside line. 16 laps to go. These guys are racing now. Not sure what they did all the rest of the race, but right now they're back in a pack and they're all racing. Now Dakota Collins, he's dropped way back now on the outside line. That inside line has definitely got the speed. They're definitely making something happen. You have the 17 right on the back end of the 36. Going to try to see if he can push him down the line. Going through the tri-oval. There they are. And then we have the, I believe it's a 41, Carol's Balance. He's back into this thing. He was a lap down earlier, but he's back on the lead lap. He's running in front of Dakota Collins, but he can't seem to hold her steady. Dakota's trying to get on his back bumper to give him a push, but it's just not happening. The 17 is pushing the 36. Oh, we have the 6 got really wide down in the back. Go take a quick look at Trevor Woodward. He was back there. He got really wide. He got shoved down onto the apron, but he's all right there now. Go back up. We're going to go back up to Dakota in the 11 truck. He's still trying to see if he can make something work on this outside line, but that inside line is just driving away right now. So we're going to jump into the 21, Brandon Perry. Brandon Perry's truck. He's in third place at this moment in time. And he has all these guys racing behind him. There's the 41, as you can see. Chucky Balance right in front of Dakota Collins. They're on the outside, but they can't quite catch up with these guys up in the front of the pack. They are just driving away with it. 14 laps to go. Let's see what happens. We have the 41 and the 11, and I believe it's the 9 right there. No, it's the 6, the Coca-Cola machine. Just the 3 of them on the outside line. Not making anything happen on the outside at this moment in time. It's all the 36 of Moranti with Kerr right on the back bumper of him, giving him a good run down the backstretch. We have a bunch of 4 trucks on the outside now. They're going to try to see if they can make something happen. They're just being fetched up a little bit. We have 5 trucks out there now, trying to see if they can get a run. But I'll tell you what. No, the limit got in. Okay, we're wrecking. Everybody's wrecking. Here we go. Brandon Smith went off the track. We're going to take a look, see if I can slow some of this down. We're going to back it up just a little bit. Try to see if we can back it up a little bit. Caution is out. Okay, we're going to try to slow it down. We're going to jump in with, where are we now here? We're going to jump in with the 41. And then we have the 11. Get down into the 5, the 32. The 05 got into the back of the 25. The 0 of Gabriel Garcia, the 25 almost went up and over. The 7 got into it. The 41's into it. They're all over the track. The 05 gets back into the 32 or the 5. So let's see. Brandon Smith, they're showing him multiple times. Just having a heck of a run. Got hit again by the 7. Wow. Okay. So, there we go, guys. We are sitting at lap 59 of 70. So, we're down to 11 laps. And right now, it looks like Dylan Morante in the Arctic Cat, the 36 truck, and the 17 of Alex Kerr. They are sitting pretty. They're just coming across the start-finish line here now. Okay, no, we're going to go back to live. My track map is off just a little bit, unfortunately. So 36, he's coming in. Alex Kerr has stayed out. So we have a few trucks coming in. Stephen Burnett came in, the Outlaw came in, Gabriel Garcia's in, Trevor Woodward's in, Brandon Smith is in, Ivan Deschamps is in, Charles Balance is in. All these guys are all coming in. At the very least, get a splash of gas, so don't go fuel and get back out onto the track. But right now, Alex Kerr, I believe that's pronounced Kerr. I apologize if it isn't. But he is in the lead of this thing at this moment in time. So we're going to take a quick look, see where everyone is. They're just coming out of turn 2, going on to the backstretch. A lot of guys now are coming back out. We're going to go back to the 36, Dylan Morante. He's come back out of the pits. He's in 7th position right now. Right there, and it looks like he's passing Dakota Collins, so he's taking the spot away from Dakota. Dakota's dropping back a little bit. So we have got a little bit of a run going on here tonight. Someone's going to have to get out and pedal real fast to try to get back up in front past Alex Kerr in the 17. Because Alex has had a fast truck this evening as well. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Brandon Perry is in second. David Foulshots is in the 88 in 3rd position. Matthew Ebert is in the 89 in 4th. Stephen Burnett is in the 5 or the 32. But actually he's just coming into the pits here now. So that will put Dylan Morante into the 5th position. Brandon Smith will fall into the 6th position. Ivan Deschamps will probably go into the 7th position here. Dakota Collins is in the 8th position. Trevor Woodward would be in the 9th position. Gabriel Garcia in the 10th position. And Charles Balance is in the 11th position. Stephen Burnett, the Outlaw, 05, and Elliot Jacobson, they are all in the pits right now, just coming out of the pits. So the lights are off on the pace car. They're just halfway between turn 1 and 2. So let's take a quick look. There they are coming out of turn 2. They're just coming on to the backstretch. I'll tell you what, as the laps count down, it's going to get interesting these last few laps. Now, they do have one fast repair, so a lot of guys might have grabbed the fast repair that time around. They do have 3 green-white checkers, so if they need a green-white checker, if they start wrecking with a lap to go or 2 laps to go, they do have the option of having 3 green-white checkers. But no one wants to do that, especially the 17, Alex's car. He does not want to have a problem. He wants to go out, lead this thing, and run these laps down and stay out in the fresh air in front of the pack. So right now, they're coming around the corner. Out of turn 4, you'll see the pace car pull off. We're going to go up to Barney in the flag stand. We're going to get ready to get this thing going. Alex Kerr's right there. There we go. We got his foot into it. Alex is jumping away, but they have the 21 on the outside. He's going to see if he can do something with it. He has the 89 right on his back bumper, but we have the 88 right behind the 17. But there's the 36. The 36 of Dylan Morante. He's on the outside in 3rd position. He's got a fast truck. We're going to see if he can do something with it. I know he's looking right now on the inside. Alex Kerr is trying to pull up high, trying to block a little bit. Side draft off the 21 he tried, but thought better of it. Now the 21 is pulling ahead of the 17. He's got it back. He slowed down a little bit going into the turn. They're getting a little shaky though. These guys are racing 9 laps to go. It might as well be 90. Because these guys are just fighting it out. Okay, there was 22s going into the grass. Go back and down, take a look. The 22 is in trouble. Stephen Burnett was off the track. But he's back onto it. Brandon Perry in the 21 is now slowly trying to get by the 17 of Alex's truck. But they're fighting back and forth. It's Alex, then it's Brandon, then it's Alex, then it's Brandon. So these guys are all seeing what they can do. The 36 is still right there, third place in the outside lane, looking to make it possibly 3 wide. He's looking on the inside, thought better of it. 8 laps to go. Coming down to 7 laps to go when they cross the stripe this time. There goes the 89. He was looking high on the outside, thought better of it. Again, I think they might, if they're smart, they'll just run these couple of laps down until they get like 3 laps to go. Then they'll see if they can do something. But that 36 of Dylan Morante, he's going to have to make something happen. Also, farther back, Dakota Collins is in 9th position. He needs to get up there, needs to make something happen. He just dropped to the inside line, or no, he's on the outside line behind the 25. The 21 and the 89 now is right up there. The 36 has jumped up there as well, so he's up there in 3rd place. They all jumped in front of the 17 on the inside line. Now we're going to see if anyone can do anything with it. We have more cars on the inside line, so they're going to get a little bit better draft. But that 89 is all over the back end of the 21, trying to see if he can make something happen. Jump up to his roll bar. You can see he's right there, giving him a big push. He's looking left, he's looking right, he's right there. Just rubbing that truck. I'll tell you what, if he makes a mistake at all, he could spin him around. There's the 36 taking a look on the outside. There's the 89, he's going to try to go up high. That opened the door for the 36 to close the gap. He is now right behind the 21, and they are driving away. He's on the back end. Dylan's on the back end of him now. He's pushing, trying to see if he can make something happen. There he goes, the 36. He's going on the outside. He has got out in front of the 89. The 89 is going to jump right on his back bumper. Got him a little loose, put him up high. Put him up high, and he's going to slide back. He's going to lose the momentum because he's out there all by himself. It was a good move. Didn't quite work for him, though. Everyone's trying to get up to the front of this pack. We have 5 laps to go. There's the 89 on the back of the 17, rubbing the back quarter panel. Thought there would have been a problem there for a moment, but he straightened it out, got it all straight, and away he goes. There we go, the 11's going around. We have a wreck. There's a 7 going down on the infield. 4 laps to go. I do not see the caution coming out. I'm amazed that the caution did not come out for that. Alex Kurz right back up into the front. He's back up in the 17, up in the front. He jumped back ahead when all that chaos was going on. The 21's right behind him. Then we have the trying to see what numbers we have right there. The 88, I believe, and then the 89, and then the 36. We'll back up to the 36. Dylan, he's just trying whatever he can possibly do to try to get back up to the front of this thing. He does have a fast truck, but so does everyone else. There's a lot of other trucks that are just as fast as him. So we have the 21 looking on the inside of the 17. The 17 goes high, trying to block the 89. The 89 dives down low, takes the inside line. There's the 36 coming up behind the 17. We're down to 3 laps to go. These guys are just trying to see what they can do. There's the 36. He's looking on the inside. He's trying to drop down low in front of the 89. Trying to make it happen. There's the 36. He did get finally back up to the front of this thing, but can he hold it? They're coming around turn 4. There'll be 2 to go when they cross the stripe. The 36, Dylan Morante. He has the 89 of Matthew Ebert right on his back bumper, pushing him hard. 2 laps to go. And on the outside, there's the 17. And the 89 pushed him up, get him a little loose. Was able to take away that front spot away from the 36. The 36 is stuck in the middle. They're going to try to make something happen. I don't know if he can get back now. Only have about a lap and a half left. But we have the 0. Garcia pushing the 36. We're 3 wide going into the turn 3. They're all getting a little loose, a little shaky. But we got more cars on the outside line than we do have on the inside line. That might give the 36 what he needs to get up past the 89. The pack is starting to loosen up in the back. He's losing his drafting help. So Matthew Ebert and Dylan Morante, they're fighting it out, the 21 and the 0. They're right there, both of them, waiting for something to happen. We are on our final lap, ladies and gentlemen, on the backstretch. Here we go. These guys are going to get a little crazy, I think. They're 4 wide right now. There's the 36. He's going to try to hang on to it. He's still up the front of the pack. But we have now Gabriel Garcia on the outside, and he's looking hard at it. There's the 89. They're wrecking in behind them. Gabriel Garcia has jumped out into the lead. There's the 36, and there we go. Unofficially, Gabriel Garcia, Dylan Morante, Trevor Woodward. I'll tell you what, that was some pretty wild action there for a few moments here at the end of this race. Wow. Just going to try to make a couple notes. So we'll just let them cycle through. And then we have Dylan Morante was in second. And then Trevor Woodward was in third. Just making my notes here, ladies and gentlemen. So unofficially, Gabriel Garcia, first place. Dylan Morante is in second. Trevor Woodward is in third. The Outlaw 05, and then Brandon Smith was in the top, brought in the top 5. So there's the 36. Where's Gabriel Garcia? He's there in the infield. There's gonna burn it down a little bit. He's gonna have fun with it, I think. There you go. He's gonna burn her down. Yes, sir. Having fun with it. So let's bring up the race. This is the race results. So again, Gabriel Garcia, first place. Dylan Morante is in second. Trevor Woodward is in third. The Outlaw is in 4th position. Brandon Smith was in 5th. Brandon Perry was in 6th. David Schultz was in 7th. Alex Kerr was in 8th. Matthew Ebert was in 9th. Ivan Deschamps was in 10th. Stephen Burnett was in 11th. Charles Balance was in the 12th position. Dakota Collins, unfortunately, he dropped all the way back down to 13th position. He had a real fast truck there at the start of this race. Elliot Jacobson was in the 14th position, and Ernest King brought home the 15th position. Oh, shoot. I just noticed in there now in the chat, looked like Ernest King was asking me to pull him up, and I did not pull him up. I do apologize. I should have grabbed onto him and brought him up into the booth. At any rate, all right, so let's go see if we can grab on to Trevor Woodward. See if we can bring him up to the booth, have a little chat with him, see if I can find him down here. Let's see, I'm looking for him. There's Trevor. Hey, Trevor, it's Art up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Good, man. I'll tell you what, you're the only Canadian out there tonight, but you brought home third place. How did you find the track here tonight?
Oh, it was good, man. Started off poor, got a few laps down. I ran out of fuel, so that wasn't good. But that caution helped in a couple wave rounds. I had nowhere to go. I didn't really want to help Gabe, but because he was cutting me off a few laps before that, but I had nowhere to go. I'm like, oh, I'll just help him.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you what, you were fighting for a while. I mean, I did notice that you were really fighting for position and trying to see what you could do. But then you brought it home on the end. You did end up with a podium finish.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I was about to just pull in the pits and call it a night, but I'm glad I stuck with it. And yeah, it came. I enjoy these tracks, so it came out well.
Right on. So, did you have any trouble with your tires wearing out, or were you pretty good for tires?
Yeah, no issues with tires. I think I changed them once just because we were under caution, but no issues.
Right on. So, I got to ask you there, you're from Canada. Whereabouts in Canada are you?
I'm from Ontario, near Toronto.
You're near Toronto. Right on. I'm from New Brunswick. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah, I've been out that way just as a young kid. I don't really remember it though.
Right on, right on. All right, so you got anything to say to any of your family, friends, or sponsors back home before I let you go?
I just enjoyed the race tonight and appreciate the opportunity to race with you guys. And yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Right on. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you at Nashville. Nashville Fairgrounds is the next stop.
Perfect. We'll see you there.
All right, man. We'll see you there. That was Trevor Woodward. He was in the third position. We're going to grab on. We got a few guys waiting in the waiting room here, so I'm going to grab on to the. Let's see. Let's grab on to the outlaw. Well, I want to get the top three first of all, so let's grab on to Dylan. We're going to grab on to Dylan. Hey, Dylan, you got a copy of Sarah up here in the booth, bud?
I do.
How's it going, man? You brought home the podium finish, but I'll tell you what, you fought for it.
Absolutely. Disappointed. I was just talking to Gabe. I found out an unfortunate stat that this is now the 6th week in a row in this league where I have finished second place.
Wow.
So, I can't seem to break that curse.
Well, if nothing else, you're consistent.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, did you have any trouble with the track at all, or was the drafting working well for you? I mean, you look pretty good out there. I knew you had a fast truck.
Yeah, track was great. I made the mistake on the last lap. I got way too far out off of 2. I got a much bigger run than I expected, and it allowed Gabe to get a run on the 3, and I was just stuck in the low line with no pusher, and then unfortunately my pusher that I did have to resort to off of 4 got dumped, and it was just unfair drag race to the finish.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun to watch you. I was kind of rooting for you, looking at that Arctic Cat machine, trying to see if it was going to get up there or not.
One of these days I'll get on top step.
So we have Nashville Fairgrounds next week. What do you think about that track?
It's super bumpy, and it's probably going to be a 1-lane race, so track position is going to be very important. So going to have to make sure to qualify really well.
Well, hopefully you can get back on the podium again next week.
I sure hope so.
There you go. So you got anything to say to any of your sponsors or friends back home before I let you go?
Yeah, shout out to you. I know you're stepping in this week. This is your first week filling in for our previous broadcaster, so welcome to the league, and I hope you had a good first night and had an entertaining race to watch. And just shout out to Gabe and all the admins that help run this league every week and allow us to have a place to race. It's a lot of fun with these trucks, and hopefully we can have a very fun chase and get a good showing each week.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, it was entertaining. We didn't have a lot of trucks there. We only had 15 trucks, I guess, altogether, but it was a pretty good show, without a doubt. It was a lot of fun to watch, especially the last few laps.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a bit of a smaller field. I know we had a few guys missing for personal reasons, but I know next week we should have most of our regulars back and should have a nice, good field for New Hampshire.
All right.
Or Nashville, I mean, sorry.
I'll look forward to that for sure. What was I going to say? The other thing I was going to say is, you have anything for your friends, sponsors, or anybody back home before I let you go?
That's all.
That's it. All righty, man. So, yeah, I guess I already asked you that anyway, but I just thought you might have forgot somebody. Right on, man. All right, so we'll see you next week at Nashville Fairgrounds.
All right, see you.
All right, guys, that was Dylan Morante. He was in the second position. Now we're going to grab on to Gabriel Garcia. He finished first in this. Hey, Gabriel, you got a copy, buddy? It's hard having the booth.
How's it going?
Not too bad, man. I'll tell you what, talked to you a little bit before the race there, but here you are. You brought home first place.
Yeah, it was a hell of a restart. I started back in the pack, and the cookie crumbled how it did. We come home with the win, and it gives us some good momentum heading into the chase here.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was, I watched you. You were helping out Dakota there for quite a while, mid-race, and then you were back and forth, and it almost looked like you went down a lap, or almost down a lap there one time, and but you fought your way back. You got back up to first place.
Yeah. It was a weird set of circumstances, and then we had the big wreck, and I had to use my fast repair, but yeah, it's crazy how it ended.
It was a crazy race, I'll tell you what. The last few laps, they were the most exciting of the entire race. So
yeah, definitely wanted to make sure we put on the show for you guys.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, it was when you get spread out. I mean, from a broadcasting point of view, it gets a little hard to broadcast when everyone's all spread out. But you weren't spread out those last 20 laps or so. You guys were definitely all racing for the position.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, you guys usually bring in the top five. I see I got the top fourth and fifth place down there in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring them in after you, although you were the first place winner. Do you have anything to say about going into Nashville Fairgrounds next week?
No. I think obviously our sponsor tonight was Next Era Air Conditioning. Great company. Giving out some, giving us some sponsorships and helping us along the way. Thank you guys, as always, for putting on an amazing broadcast. Can't wait to watch this back. And yeah, we move on to Nashville Fairgrounds. It's not usually done in the trucks, but we found a way to work it out. So it should be fun heading in the chase.
Right on. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I had a couple little glitches at the first, but I got it all straightened out. Again, I'm still getting used to you guys, getting used to the names, pronunciation of the names. But anyway, no, I look forward to getting to know you and getting into the groove and working with you guys for the next few weeks and see how this championship plays out for you guys.
Perfect. Sounds perfect.
All right, Gabriel, we'll put you back down, and congratulations on your first place win.
Thank you.
All righty. That was Gabriel Garcia. We're going to actually grab onto the fourth place guy now. We're going to jump back up with him. See if I can grab onto him here. I can't quite seem to grab onto him. Not sure why. Brandon, I can grab onto Brandon, though. Brandon brought home fifth place here tonight. You got a copy, Brandon?
I do. What's up?
I'll tell you what, I wasn't sure. I did the top three there first, and then I seen you guys sitting down there in the waiting room. I can't seem to grab onto the Outlaw, but I figured I'd grab onto you anyway. What did you feel about the track here tonight? How did your race go?
It started off a little rough. Took on a 40-second hold. Also made a mistake on pit where I missed my pit box, so ultimately the pit strategy went way out the window at that point. Then we had the comp caution, which really helped out. After that, I brought my strategy back into it and just kind of drove and just took whatever line it was giving me.
Right on. Well, you guys definitely put on a show there. The last probably 20 laps or so, there was definitely a lot of action to sit there and try to broadcast. I know it got a little slow during the middle of the race when everyone was in packs of 2 and 3 trucks, but at the end of it there, I'll tell you what, that was a lot of changing up positions there.
Yeah, it was a little bit hectic on the track. Didn't know really who you could count on. Plus, the trucks were a little bit wiggly just from the draft. Really hard to actually hold hold the draft in and just keep it locked in. Plus the draft got strong as you got to the truck. If you were full throttle, you had to let out. So I'll take it. I'll take a top 5 all day long.
There you go. So what do you think about going into National Fairgrounds next week?
A little bit nervous. A little bit short track racing. It gets a little bit more hectic. A little bit more sparks flying. But ultimately, I'm looking forward to it.
It should be a lot of fun, I think. Just to see all these here guys going around the track, it definitely made for interesting racing for me to broadcast. And again, I'm still getting used to the names, still getting used to everyone. My first broadcast with you guys. But yeah, onward and upward. We'll get a little bit better every week. And we'll get you guys all in my memory banks and know who everyone is and what your numbers are. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, watching you guys fight for your championship.
Definitely looking forward to it. I guess some guys just got to kind of watch out. I'm looking to come for it.
Right on. Anything to say to any of your sponsors or friends back home before I let you go?
Yeah, I just would like to shout out to my wife first and foremost. She'll allow me to do this. Shout out to my sponsors, 213 Simware, Blackout Racing Network, Moza Racing, Smith Creation, Smith Media. Shout out to Pew Racing and the boys. 3 cars, top 5 here tonight. Dylan Moranti, the Outlaw, Jamie Pugh, and of course Charles Balance. He didn't get it. He finished on the back in 12th, but he did make it into the chase as well. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to you for throwing up a broadcast here tonight. And for all the fans out there, if you're watching, hopefully you guys are cheering on the number 25 here going in the chase.
There you go. Right on. All right, man, I'm going to put you back down into the waiting room. I'm going to try to grab on the Outlaw. I see he's back in the waiting room, so I'm going to try to grab on to him. But congratulations on your top 5.
Thank you.
All righty. So we're going to try to grab on the Outlaw. How you doing there, Outlaw? You finished in 4th position, and I went down to grab onto you, but you were gone. Now you're back again. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Right on. So, Outlaw. that's kind of easy to remember your name anyway.
Yeah, it's just a little nickname all the boys call me.
Right on, right on. So 4th position. Did you have any major difficulties getting yourself up into 4th? I'll tell you what, it looked like they were scrambling back there at the last 20 laps.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got involved in the big one, and I had to come in actually to make 2 stops because the truck drove fine, so I didn't think I needed the fast repair, and I had to come back down pit road, use the fast repair, and I was just mired back in traffic. And it's just once you're back there, you're in the fray of things, and it was not easy.
No, and I'll tell you what, everyone was really swapping and trading positions there, especially the last 15 or 20 laps. It was just getting crazy to watch and quite exciting, actually. I wasn't quite sure who was going to end up on the podium.
Yeah, it was definitely wild. I mean, the inside line got so congested with trucks. We were all like lifting really hard, and when it was getting, I looked over and the laps were winding down. It was go time. I couldn't sit back on 13th anymore. I had to go do something or finish last, and I just couldn't do that.
Exactly. Yes, I noticed that you were back. Like 3/4 of the way back or at the back of the pack for a lot of the race, but you definitely made your way back up to the front when it counted.
I actually was towards the front through most of the race, and then we had that comp caution at lap 50 and really threw everything out the window, and then I had to figure something else out. I would have liked it to stay green, but sometimes the powers that be don't go that way.
Yes, well, I guess you were always in the pack, but you were always closer to the back of the pack, I guess is what I meant. But yeah, no, it was quite the race. So Nashville Fairgrounds next week. What do you feel about Nashville?
I likely am probably going to miss it because I don't even own the track.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll miss you. Hopefully you can get the track or possibly get out there to try it out. I'm not quite sure what's after that. After that, we have I believe Kansas will be after that. That'd be in 2 weeks, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a few good tracks that I like coming up. We'll see what happens, but I mean, maybe a week break from this series is what I need because I'm pretty stressed out.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun to try to watch this championship play out. So, you got anything to say to any of your family, friends, or sponsors before I let you go?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to my fiance. She lets me do this week in and week out. Major shout out to the Pure Racing boys. They've done a hell of a job all season, and I'm pretty sure we're all locked into the playoffs now, so that's huge for us. I want to thank you for the broadcast. Give little Gabe a shout out there. That's his first league win ever, to my knowledge. So congrats to him. And, we're going to regroup, see what happens. But as of right now, it's fourth place, but it's a disappointing fourth place.
There you go. Well, congratulations on your fourth place finish. And we will see you, if not next week, we'll see you in Kentucky in a couple of weeks. Or Kansas, I should say. Kansas.
Awesome. Thank you.
All righty, man. All right, that was the Outlaw. He finished fourth position. So that's everyone, I guess, that we were going to be chatting to, the top 5 drivers. And this was Daytona for the RevLine Truck Series. Again, Gabriel Garcia brought home the win here this evening. Dylan Morente and Trevor Woodward, they were your top 3. So next week is going to be Nashville Fairgrounds. It's going to be a rough track. It's going to be a little hard on these guys, but we'll see how they can make out. So we will see you in 1 week in Nashville. Everyone, have a great week. Stay safe.